I'm Amy Zaley with the Jerusalem Connection Red Alert Report for Wednesday, April 8th. Happy first day of Passover. What choices do BDS enthusiasts need to make? The COVID-19 virus continues to haunt every nation and every people in nearly every corner of the globe. And in so doing, it has crippled life as we know it with stay-at-home and quarantine orders. It has disrupted our freedoms, including the freedom of movement, the freedom of assembly, and it has crippled societies and their economies. Certain sectors, however, are flourishing to fill the new need of mitigation and a cure for this deadly disease that makes no discrimination against whom it infects. One of the issues surrounding the mortality rate is indeed that some 15% or so of COVID-19 sufferers will need the assistance of acute medical care, and a portion of those folks will need ventilators in order to have a chance to survive. Moreover, to reverse or at least slow this calamity that the virus has brought on to society, we have necessitated those stay-at-home orders, quarantine orders, restrictions on travel, and general movement and workplaces. And that affects people's economies. People who are against the Jews and Israel, more specifically in the modern age, are still wearing their same stripes of accusations in this regard. No kumbaya, we're all in it together notions from them, including folks found on the mainstream media, in news outlets, television shows, and leaders in political and religious groups, and even entertainers. They still point a crooked finger and decrepit finger of accusation at Israel or the Jews that COVID-19 is either 1, the fault of the Jews in Israel, 2, Jews or Israel actually designed it to hurt their enemies, or 3, that Jews or Israel designed it to profit from generating a fix, which assumes a great amount of credit to what Jews are capable of. The boycott, divest, and sanction movement, BDS as we call it, has for decades been maneuvering to wipe Israel from the face of the map with academic, financial, PR, and political strangulations. And they've never accounted for their own enjoyment and use of a variety of technological, agriculture, and biomedical innovations, and more, that Israel's produced in its short 70 or so year history. Now, however, their public drumbeat of boycott Israel and its products and services must be met with a genuine question of, is it worth your life? Because it's clearly worth the lives of the pawns they use in their schemes, and specifically the Palestinians. Here are some COVID-19 mitigations that Israel is producing and in the process of producing to help the entire planet through this crisis. Medtronic, the world's largest manufacturer of medical equipment, also has ventilators. Last week, the CEO of the company's Israel division, Yaron Yatzari, made the decision to release all Medtronic's patents for the productions of its ventilators. This in order so that any company wishing to manufacture them can use Medtronic's blueprints for free. As well, the second point, among many, the Israeli Defense Ministry's Rehabilitation and Maintenance Center in Tel Homer, outside of Tel Aviv, is a subordinate of the IDF's Technical and Logistics Directorate, and it produces Merkava tanks and other armored vehicles, builds command and control centers, and upgrades vehicles and their communication systems for the IDF, for the Army. However, in recent days, the center's assembly lines have been converted to help fight this war against Israel's greatest current enemy, the coronavirus, and arguably the enemy of the world. It took them 12 hours to alter the assembly line, and they make 1,400 protective goggles per day. The other initiatives taking shape there includes an engineering project to manufacture ventilators made from medical equipment it already has in one of its factories. Third point, Microsoft's Research and Development Center in Israel, in collaboration with the Emergency Service Department, MADA, and the Tel Aviv Sawarsky Medical Center, in addition to the Israeli Air Force, are all working to develop a low-cost ventilator that can be mass-produced in labs without dedicated factories. This ventilator Microsoft Israel is developing is a manual respiration balloon that has an operation that operates autonomously. The product is open source, meaning all of the assembly instructions will be open to the public in both Israel and worldwide, and the ventilator is being developed at the Microsoft Israel's Research and Development Center Garage Innovation Laboratory, which is providing university students with the equipment and the materials needed to develop this ventilator. Another point, a company called Teva Pharmaceuticals Industries, traded on the New York Stock Exchange, they announced March 20th the immediate donation of 6 million doses of the hydrochloroquine, and I'm saying it wrong, tablets, through wholesalers and hospitals across the United States to meet the urgent demand for the medicine as a potential target of treatment for COVID-19 sufferers. The company is from Tel Aviv, and they're also looking for ways to address the global need for this product. Teva will donate 6 million tablets to hospitals by the end of March, which just passed, and another 10 million within the month of April. Teva's portfolio consists of over 3,500 products in the therapeutic areas for pharmaceuticals. 200 million people across the world take a Teva medication every day. And they have one of the most complex and largest supply chains in the whole pharmaceutical industry. Another point is while over 20 reputable companies worldwide are working towards a vaccine, Israel is one of its leaders. It is likely that this race will take about 6 months for a viable vaccine to hit the market and effective treatments to be brought to bear. But in the meantime, in addition to the hydrochloroquine therapy, which is showing real promise, as well as antibody serums and treatments being experimented now, as this all progresses, it is likely, just as with the annual flu virus, that annual COVID vaccines will be a new norm, and Israel will be on the forefront of producing high quality and effective products to serve the world market. So my question again to BDS enthusiasts, since you will not put down your cell phone or take your ailing family members off insulin or discontinue their various heart therapies or even quit streaming your favorite television shows, are you willing to put your money where your mouth is and where your life is when it comes to Israeli products regarding COVID-19? Donated or sold in the marketplace, which will save lives and possibly even your own. Remember, we have been told that Israel is a blessing to the nations. We can take time to study together and go over the centuries of tangible proof of this proclamation. But here and now is the COVID-19 crisis, which Israel is on the forefront of helping solve. Often Christian organizations quote Genesis 12:3. I will bless those who bless Israel. But let us go back and look at the entire phrase of Genesis 12:1 through 3. And the Lord said to Abram, go from your country and your kindred and your father's house, and to the land I will show you. And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and and those who dishonors you I will curse, and in all the families of the earth, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. So, Shavua Tov, and have a blessed first day of Passover.